And Rebecca Karcher, she is with the NPS and has been always very helpful with the Gandhi Foundation. And welcome you, ma'am. And of course, I'd like to welcome Nimesh Patel and Darshil Patel, the two young men who have been doing amazing thing in that tragic situation in Tybee Island. And welcome to you. And last but not least, all of you, welcome and thanks for your support today. And at this point, I'd like to welcome Subhash Razdan to speak to you.
If Anthony called this a cold morning, you all remember the dedication of the statue? You remember? Then we were in a snow blizzard that time. But we braved it that time, and this is now history that we are all here together. What a lovely occasion. Thank you very much for coming by. These things don't happen without not having your presence. Yeah. This is our tie. One is good, right? Well, Consul General, thank you so much. And your staff, Srinivasan ji and DP Sekhi, so nice of you to have come here. And of course, Tony Patel, our Democratic Party representative here. And I wish, and there's a Republican here too. Oh my God, together. All right, good. We have
the World Guard.
Narendra Reddy. Oh, Mr. Hall is here. Welcome, Honorable Hall. So nice of you. We are at your mercy here in your district, but we appreciate your support all the time. Without further ado, what we'd like to do is we'll go through the rituals, because I know Honorable Hall has to go for another engagement. Then we will start with the scene. So if we could, and Rebecca, please, thank you so much for your support. Marie, Judy Ford, and National Park Service, we'll go through that. But right now we'd like to go with we are blessed. I remember a few months ago, First Lady Michelle Obama was speaking in that building, that gym hall, and there were about 10,000 people in this promenade here, and they were all admiring this great statue, which was possible because of the National Park Service, and we remember that very fondly. But let's start with the ritual. I would request all of us to, if we can gather around the statue, but we'll ask Honorable Consul General first.
Consul General Singh and ladies and gentlemen, the city is just really thankful and grateful to have you all as a partner. It means a lot to me, especially because my dad was one of the youngest members of Dr. King's staff, and he dedicated himself to nonviolence and, you know, the legacy that Gandhi gave us and that we continue to embody. So, you know, as a council member representing this area for 11 years, I really do feel like I'm the keeper of the flame, and sometimes at night I ride by and look. So,
we have this opportunity to pay our respects and homage to the great man in this city, and especially on these hallowed grounds where Dr. Martin Luther King was the greatest, Dr. Martin Luther King. And before I go into complimenting and thanking the various, looking at this statue in the center, it reminds me of Gandhiji being perhaps the greatest Indian. I mean, I would say since Gautam Buddha, in terms of the you know. In fact, I don't like the word tolerance because it's a very negative word, you know, in the sense that I think it should be acceptance. Tolerance means that, okay, I tolerate you. But I think it's a question of acceptance of the diversity of human society. I mean, there's scholars of Gandhi here, but what I see is that his ideas, although he was living in the, you know, the first half of the 20th century, but in today's time, if you look at the fault lines which has divided global society in terms of, you know, religious, ethnic, racial divides, Gandhiji's message of peaceful coexistence, non-violence, tolerance, they are so relevant. In fact, austerity, I mean, which we used to think that, you know, was an ascetic kind of a, you know, which sadhus in India practice. But if you look at sustainable development we are talking about, I think austerity shows us the way that all of us, if we indulge in self-control, we can perhaps address some of the challenges of, you know, the sustainable development which we are confronting as human civilization. Gandhiji's link to the United States is amazing. I was doing some research, reading about we all know of the Gandhi-King link, but even this whole idea of peaceful, non-violent resistance to British rule, I was reading in somebody's, an article somebody had written that in the 1930s, Taraknath Das was a revolutionary leader of the Ghadar party, used to study in California. Gandhiji was that time a loyal barrister in South Africa, looking after the interests of the local community, like Subhashji does for us here in Atlanta. But he didn't have the aspirations of overthrowing the British rule. In fact, he was appealing to the British sense of fair play and justice to get us what he thought were our legitimate rights. Taraknath Das studied in California, but that time I think he had moved on to Canada, was reading about Leo Tolstoy and about independence. I mean, Leo Tolstoy at that time was a great humanist author. So Taraknath Das wrote to Tolstoy saying that India is under imperial rule, and he and his friends of the Ghadar party, and these were radicals in those days' terms, they wanted a revolutionary overthrow of the British government. He basically communicated his idea to Tolstoy. Tolstoy wrote back to him saying that this is not the way, and it has to be truth and peace. The whole concept of satyagraha. This reply, which it was called a letter to a Hindu. That's the letter which was written by Tolstoy to Taraknath Das. And this letter appeared in a local newspaper which Ghadar party used to run at that time. Gandhiji saw this letter while in South Africa, and he sought Tolstoy's permission to print that letter in Indian Opinion, the newspaper which he used to publish in South Africa. And rest is history. I mean, Tolstoy wrote to him. What I'm trying to say, this whole idea of satyagraha came from this, communication between Taraknath Das in California and Leo Tolstoy. And from there he talked about, overthrowing the imperial yoke, etc. So that's also one of the links. There are many more links about African Americans in Alabama and Louisiana, etc. writing to Gandhi those days about, what Gandhi was trying to do in India in the 30s and 40s. So the link is very, very deep, and that's befitting that we are celebrating it here in Atlanta today. Gandhiji remains relevant, and like Subhash said, that this is not just a statue, because every time we come here, not just to garland him and go back home, because all of us, we're just 150, we can't change the world, I know, but all of us can carry some values, and I'm not saying we have to be equal to Gandhi in terms of our morals. We are human beings with frailties, but even if an iota of, some of those values, if we can take on, I think the world is going to be a better place. So I'm glad we are doing this, and I think we should do it every year. Even if one man's standing, we should come here and do it. I think because we owe it to the world. Because if you look at it, 70 years later, when an assassin's bullet quietened him, his ideas are as powerful, whether the war in the Middle East, whether climate change, all sorts of things we are told, race relations. He shows us the path. We don't have to go looking elsewhere. Like I said, his inspiration was Sermon on the Mount and Bhagavad Gita, from where he drew his philosophy, and Leo Tolstoy. These were the three influences in his life. Now, I hope that we will continue to follow Swachhta. Kaushal, you mentioned about it. And for him, cleanliness was not just about living in a clean environment. He was looking at the emancipation of the lowest strata of our society at that point in time. And there's a story where he threw his wife out, because she refused to clean the toilet when he was living in Tolstoy farm, because she said, this is not my job, this is for the Bhangi, as he was called, or he or that person was called. He asked her to leave the house, said, if you don't clean this, then get out of my house. So it was more of a social message. It was also, I wouldn't say more of, it was also a social message than the natural thing of living cleanly, avoiding disease, etc. So I'll stop there, but before I do that, let me first of all thank the Gandhi Foundation USA, led by Subhash and the other colleagues, Anthony and others, for keeping the spirit and idea of Gandhi alive in this part of the world. And our deep gratitude for that, because it is one idea, one flame which should never get extinguished. And I, as my own self, and as the Consulate General of India, as the representative of the Government of India, assure you, promise you that our support in whatever endeavor to keep this flame from becoming, not keep this flame, but to make this flame bigger and bigger and more visible to many more people. We do our best. And also thank the National Park Services King family, the center, they are not here, but our gratitude, I'm sure the message will go for hosting us here. It's their generosity that they have accepted us as their own. And this link, I think, is perhaps the strongest link between our two countries. And I think we should collectively work towards it to improve. There are certain ideas that mentioned about the computer and stuff. We'll work on that and see what we can do to make it more interactive and spread Gandhi's message. Have I missed out somebody else? I think I've covered most of the people. So let me end here. It's not a day. And this, I'll come now with that later. I'll stop with Gandhi and then move on to that. So thank you very much for coming here, and thank you for inviting me and giving me this chance to talk about Gandhi a bit. I don't want to give a big lecture because all of us know of what Gandhiji's role was as far as India's independence movement, etc. is concerned. But I think Gandhi defines us, and I think he's the greatest icon India, our country, has produced. So thank you once again. A very, very happy Gandhi Jayanti to all of you. And let's also remember Lal Bahadur Shastri, the little big man of India, because he gets overshadowed by a towering personality. Because, I mean, obviously, if you compare him to Gandhi, it's very difficult. But Shastriji himself, he defined, what India stands for in terms of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and the small man who led the country at a time which was very difficult in the 60s. So let's remember him also and pay our homage to the departed soul. Finally, I end here, and now I move on to the tragedy in Savannah. Last Sunday, as we know, we lost 3 of our people. Young lives were cut short tragically while they were performing Ganesh Visarjan, and it was heartbreaking because at that time we were in San Jose, California for the Prime Minister's visit. But the way the community mobilized, Sunil called me up. In fact, I was sitting in the SAP center, couldn't hear, but he texted me and mentioned what was happening. And any loss of life is tragic, and especially young men from our country, thousands of miles away from, some of them were away from their families. They were brutally taken away from us. Let's pay our homage and respects to the memory of the departed. And our thoughts and prayers are with the families. We, at the consulate, my colleague D.V. Singh immediately went there the next day in the morning. There are some issues about paperwork. We've done it real time. We are even offering one of the bodies has to go back to India. We'll take care of the expenses if required. We've offered that also. The only thing is, we can't publicize what we are doing behind the scenes. Normally, as individuals or citizens, we have the right to go and put it on Facebook. But for us, it's our job, it's our duty, so we can't put it on our Facebook that this is what we are doing, because it looks silly to me. As an institution, I'm not talking about individuals. Individuals should take pride in the good work they're doing. But I must compliment Sunil for his dynamism. This is not the first time. This is not the first time. And that's why, he's a role model. And I don't know him well, so nobody I've met him only 3 times. So nobody should get this idea that I'm sitting here with an agenda trying to promote his candidature for something. I don't know. Exactly. So, because it happens here. People misunderstand in the city a lot. But his dynamism I've seen, because that day, the way he didn't have to, but the things he did that day, and even before that, a young kid had drowned in Chattahoochee River. Again, this is what, he was the one who was active in the hospital, etc., etc. Because what happens in our community and amongst us, we have a lot of advice to give. Everyone has an advice. I also have advice. But people like him who are doing it, so my deep gratitude to you, and very, very proud of what you're doing, and you're setting an example for all of us to do what has to be done. Then I come to the Sai Parivar, especially the 2 young men standing there. I mean, their courage is again like a beacon of hope in this tragic hour. I mean, we've lost 3 people, and that loss is irreplaceable. But it gives me a lot of courage, a lot of hope to see that there were young people who jumped into that water. I mean, you might be a swimmer, but swimming against the ocean current is not the easiest thing. But to jump in and to save them, we are very, very proud of you, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. Finally, again, like I said, I don't know very many prayers because I'm not a very spiritual person. But if anybody wants to pray on behalf of all of us, please do, because I rarely go. I mean, I have temple here in my heart, but I don't go to temples often. So, Panditji is here, so he'll do us.